while it did provide for the release of a large number of Palestinian captives in exchange for releasing all of the Israeli captives within a 72-hour period, it did not have robust guarantees that the war was actually going to end. Yes, Donald Trump said that within 72 hours, if they're released, there will be an immediate ceasefire, but it didn't have any details that previous agreements had. So the Palestinians looked at that, and then they looked at these sweeping other things about a foreign force being deployed, Donald Trump and Tony Blair essentially dictating the affairs of Gaza, major questions that cut to the heart of Palestinian self-determination or Palestinian statehood. And so these Palestinian negotiators had to figure out how to thread a needle. And they know that Donald Trump is campaigning for the Nobel Peace Prize. They know that Donald Trump responds well to people saying positive things about him. And so what they tried to do was to give the impression that they were embracing Trump's vision for an end to the war, and to affirm that they want to go into an agreement to release all Israeli captives in the context of achieving a ceasefire and the withdrawal of Israeli forces and aid coming back in. But they disagreed with large portions of Trump's plan. So what they ended up on is a document that actually, just on an independent strategic level, is quite brilliant, because what they do is they center what they know Trump most wanted, was to hear Hamas saying two things. We will release all of the Israeli captives, and we will relinquish power in Gaza. Now, we've talked on this show repeatedly about the fact that those are not new positions on the part of Hamas. They've tried to make an all-for-all deal. They've said that they would step down, but they led with that, and they thanked Trump for his efforts, along with Arab and Muslim nations, and they said that they're ready to make a deal. But the second part of what they did, and this is why I think a lot of Palestinians felt that that they threaded the needle well, is they didn't reject anything that Trump said, but they said Hamas is not Palestine. Hamas is one actor. We can negotiate issues related to the war because we're holding the captives and we're fighting the war. But if you want to talk about all these other issues, let's do it, but it has to be in the context of a broader Palestinian dialogue. So that's where things stand right now. There are indirect negotiations that are supposed to kick off this week in Egypt. The U.S. and Israel, though, said today that they're not going to start doing the negotiations until Hamas first meets with the Egyptians, the Qataris, and the Turks. And what I'm told is that the Americans and Israelis are basically pushing this idea that the Palestinians first need to agree to release all of those captives, and that it cannot be linked to a permanent Israeli withdrawal. That's going to be a major sticking point. We have to see, again, what Trump says, because at the end of the day, he's the decisive factor. He's the only one that can get Israel to back off of its maximalist agenda.